Good morning. My name is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. How's it going? Time spent in meditation could be useful or it could be squandered. It depends what you're trying to do. If we use our time that we have set aside to meditate, if we use that time to try to manipulate our circumstances or our physical sensations, our emotions, our thoughts, our memories, our fantasies, then yes, we're wasting our time. That may be good for witchcraft, that may be good for shamanism, that may be good for manifesting according to some schools, but that is neither what Gautama the Buddha nor Lao Tzu the sage recommended. Lao Tzu the sage recommended centered spontaneity. How do we center? Well, according to Gautama Buddha, by noticing and relaxing. So when we see an unpleasant emotion in our life, sorrow or anger or fear, if we grab it by the lapels and start wrestling with it, that's not relaxing. I'm reminded of a passage, a paraphrase from the novel Dune by George Herbert. Was it Frank Herbert? It's called The Canticle Against Fear, and it goes like this. I must not fear. Fear is little death that brings obliteration. I will face my fear. I will let it pass through me and over me, around me. I will turn to see my fear as left, and only I remain. Now notice, although the author mentioned the dangers of fear, we're not told to repress the fear, but merely let the fear pass us by. Sometimes life is a bowl of cherries. Sometimes life is the pits. When it feels that way, we don't need to argue with ourselves about how we feel. We need to notice how we feel and relax. We're not trying to relax our emotions or our thoughts or our sensations. We're trying to relax our body, because relaxing our body is one of the easier ways to indirectly access something the Buddha referred to as tranquility, which is one of the 7 enlightenment factors. I used to think the key to insight was to see how everything was impermanent and see how everything was interdependent. But having shed the shackles of fundamentalism, I see now that the real insight is visceral, it's precognitive, it's intuitive. And that's insight that comes from facing the present moment, whether it's glorious or whether it's grotesque, and yielding. In the West, we're taught to be warriors. I'm in the Lord's on me. Yes, sir. That's what they had to sing at church. Or there was another song, Onward Christian Soldiers. Or when I was at the Watts Willowbrook Church of Christ, they taught me the song, Lord of my heart, a fighting soldier on the battlefield. Cool song, but you're getting the common denominator, the militance, the aggression, not just of Christianity, but most forms of fundamentalist religion. And then along comes Lao Tzu, the sage, who says, no. This path is not linear, it's circuitous. It's not aggressive, it's yielding. And as such, it is profoundly effective. So my friends, next time you're sitting in meditation and things are coming up about circumstances that you don't like, that maybe really do need to change, in that moment, just square off with that circumstance you don't like. And although the primary meditation is on the in-breath with the rhetorical question, what noticing, and on the out-breath, the intention, relaxing, both of which to be recited silently and mentally, we can depart for that. And if we're really feeling scared, we can just ask ourselves, where feel fear? Relaxing. Or what fearing? Relaxing. And if we're feeling rage, we can ask what hating? Relaxing. And if we're really sad, we can ask what grieving? Relaxing. It's not our job to demean ourselves or mock ourselves or argue with ourselves. That gets us into trouble. But if we notice what we're feeling, sometimes in its glory, sometimes in its grotesquerie, if we notice it, warts and all, and relax, and great healing, great evolution can occur. I'm not an expert on astrology, but I've worked with some folks who were, and they told me that people born when I was born, people born under the astrological sign of Cancer, or whose sun was in Cancer when they were born, tend to be drama queens, and we can get in a snit and feel some very intense emotions. I've been chased by that my entire life, like a kid chased by a playful pup, and there is no antidote to the sign you're born under, but there's ways of coping with it so it does not run our life. There will be times the human heart can be likened to a piano, and most pianos have 88 keys. Likewise, all human hearts have the same spectrum of emotions, whether you're enlightened or not. The only question is, are you mindful of those emotions or not? When those emotions rear up on their hind legs, do they dominate and control our choices, utterances, and behaviors? Or are we able to make peace with them and notice them and relax, let them feel heard, and let them move on? Just like the Canticle against fear. Make the most of the time you spend in meditation, not in fighting, but in yielding, not in hiding, but in noticing. Got questions? Write them out for me specifically in the commentary below. And remember, the Saturday morning series of weekly webinars begins on the 5th. Register by using the links found when you click the Show More button below. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Bye-bye now.